of healthy plants. This is a very common, what might be called a denizen of the desert. Anybody recognize this plant? It's called the creosote bush. Jeff, what can you tell us?
I know, why is it creosote bush?
And I think it's kind of interesting because, you know, our thoughts are where there's a lot of emphasis on health and more maybe different types of medicine. And that gives us a chance to look back and see how plants were used by the Native Americans and the Cahuilla, who have a long history in the desert and certainly depended for medicinal purposes on many different plants. And this was one of them, kind of their everyday drugstore type plant. Creosote has had some investigation done for potential anti-cancer properties. I know that research has been going on for a while, and I don't know that it's been completely productive, but there has been a lot of research done on that. But it does have a kind of a resiny surface to the leaves, which in its current rather dry condition is a little hard to see, but it basically has a sort of a oily, resiny leaf coating. That for the plant is a way to protect against water loss, but it does give it a definite interesting taste. And the Native Americans, the Cahuilla and others, use creosote bush for a lot of different things, in particular as something that would help if you had like just not feeling well, cold type symptoms. I've told a lot of folks my husband is a devotee of creosote bush. Whenever he feels like he's getting a cold, he takes a little branch, we have one in our front yard, takes a little piece of it and puts it in, well actually, Kay's heard me say this before, he does it in the traditional method. He puts it in the microwave, in a cup of water.
Ancient Cahuilla microwave.
That's right. And makes a cup of tea and he drinks it, and I can tell you the stuff tastes very unpleasant from my perspective. It would chase the illness out of you. But he swears by it. It definitely makes him...
so he just takes the leaves? And
yeah, just a little,
just like
not a lot,
would be, huh?
just a little branch like that, and he heats it up for about a minute and then just drinks the tea.
Lets it steep.
Lets it steep for a short time.
Is it a bitter taste, or...?
It's a pretty strong, kind of bitter
I guess you know
taste.
you're taking a medicine.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty strong. You know, you could put honey or something in it maybe to make that better.
Does it help?
For him, he swears by it. And it was used, I've heard stories told by some of the Cahuilla elders about creosote being used, you know, for different kinds of, mostly respiratory things.
I don't know if you would know, but is that the same kind of creosote they talk about when they put on telephone poles and
No,
track ties?
that's a great question. It is not. You would think it might be because of the smell. That comes from like a pine tar type of compound. This is it is a different compound.
But it kind of smells very similar.
Yeah, yeah. This does. In fact, when it rains, there's a very distinctive smell that comes about in the desert, and it's hard to describe other than if you pay attention next time it rains. Just kind of go outside. And here in La Quinta, where we've got a lot of creosote around, you would still smell it. It's sort of a, I don't know, sort of...
Smells like rain.
Smells like rain. The desert smells like rain.
A fresh smell.
So, yeah. So.